Hey guys, welcome back to another one of my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6 videos, and we are revisiting that photo, the cast photo, that's basically posted like a week ago. And yeah, it does look like the Last Supper, Da Vinci's The Last Supper, and yes, it is the pretty obvious explanation. And this explanation has been discussed on Discord back then the moment it dropped, and this explanation seemed like the most obvious one, like people were trying to sort of overdo it. But besides that, the number of cast members on this cast photo does not really represent the number of apostles on Da Vinci's The Last Supper. Now on this video, there are a few assumptions that I want to make over here, and basically the first of these is that everyone happens to be shuffled on this photo, or the possibility does exist. Now that would mean that everyone in a certain location on that photo does not necessarily represent the person in that location on the original. Now the question would be, how would that work, because it kind of fits perfectly the way it's presented to us. Mac is currently the leader, so he's kind of in the right spot. Coulson is the first of all of them to die, so he's kind of as well in the right spot, even though when you kind of think about it, Coulson was actually, and until very recently, the leader. He died and he got resurrected, so technically speaking, we could assume that he's a lot more worthy of Mac's spot on this photo. Now that having been said, I believe that I've established 1, that this could have been shuffled, and 2, we could look at the photo from different angles, we could read it whatever way we want to read it. Now that brings me to the core idea of the Last Supper, betrayal. Jesus predicted that someone is gonna betray him, one of his apostles. In essence, I would think that this photo is about betrayal. One of the members of the team is gonna betray the rest of the team, or betray Mac as the leader of this team. Now it does seem to me that almost every single person around this table has got a solid reason, or a solid way at least, to either betray the rest of this team, or to betray Mac. Now since I've already established the idea that the image, the people in the image could have been shuffled, there's also the possibility that the concept of betrayal have been shuffled with the concept of a fatal mistake. One fatal mistake one of them is gonna do in order to advance a certain agenda, one that is not necessarily ill-intentioned, one that might not even count as a betrayal, but nonetheless, in the given circumstances, the team would count it as one. So it could be a lot of things, including but not limited to 1. Keeping a secret in order to protect someone else. 2. Doing something for a beloved one that would save them, but at the same time would cause the rest of the team a lot of trouble. And 3. One of them doing something for their own good out of a little bit of selfishness and not realizing that this could cost the team, this could cause them trouble, this could put them in harm's way in the process of achieving whatever this person wants to achieve. So let us go through the photo from left to right. For starters, we've got Melinda May, and her act, the one act that could count as a betrayal, kind of possibly counts as all 3 that I've mentioned earlier. It is something that she could have done for herself for selfish reasons, out of her love for Coulson. It is as well something that she could lie about, lie by omission at least, when she comes back from her vacation in Tahiti, and the idea of not telling them about it as soon as she's back would in and out of itself do harm, so it would count as betrayal. And finally, it is something she probably did to protect Coulson. But what would that be? Okay, on my latest video I did state that we've got wind of what the name of Coulson on the upcoming season would be, and that would be Sarge. Now, I did state as well that Sarge could be just the military rank, or he could be the Hellhound from the comics. Now, I'm not going to go into further detail on this one. If you want to check out more detail, you can check out that video. But nonetheless, in one of these scenarios, I assumed that Coulson could have been resurrected as a Hellhound as part of his deal with the Ghost Rider. Now, it is possible there's part of that deal that we don't know about, but what if May made a new deal? What if May, not knowing the repercussions, not knowing the outcomes of her decision, made a deal with the devil to have Coulson resurrected as Sarge, to have Coulson resurrected as a demon? I mean, she might have thought he would be a good guy, she might have thought he would just be like Robbie Reyes, you know, like the Ghost Rider, and they are friends with the Ghost Rider after all, so it wouldn't be that much of a problem, and she would have saved Coulson. But now she knows he goes evil, she knows he would come back for all of them, or she's just about to realize that. But that's just one possibility. There's also the possibility of Fitz, for example, being the betrayer in this scenario. Now we know that this version of Fitz did not go through the events of Season 5, so he still has the capability of going all doctor. We know that Fitz is out there, we know that he's probably been taken, and based on the trailer released for the upcoming season. Now the question, or other questions over here, happen to be how long has he been taken for, who took him, and how much did he change due to this experience? I mean, he did change a lot due to his experience in the framework. You could kind of expect him to change due to another experience. The nature of the change itself, the nature of the betrayal, I cannot really identify it right now, but I can give you reasons, the many reasons as to why he would betray the team. A certain change to his character inflicted by this 1 year gap that he's been taken, or possibly being taken for the most of it, or possibly going all doctor. Now this part about Fitz being doctor is really out of his control, so it's not really betrayal. I don't think it would count as betrayal. But the betrayal over here could be the betrayal of Simmons. If he does go doctor, what if Simmons betrays them? What if Simmons hides it, keeps it under wraps, tries to make sure that the scenario from the 5th season, imprisoning Fitz and whatnot, does not repeat on this season? What if, by hiding this part of what's going on with Fitz, it does a lot of damage, deals a lot of damage to the entire team? But there is also the fact that as the beginning of the season and based on the trailers and everything we know so far about Season 6, she's in space, along with Daisy, Piper, and Daviiz, and she might make the wrong choice, kind of betray the team in order to save Fitz. It would basically be something like the mid-season finale of Season 1, you know, Deathlock or Mike Peterson in that case, before he became Deathlock, betraying Coulson, you know, turning him into Reyna in order to get his son Ace back.
Let's just make the trade. Give us Ace and you can have him.
Oh, that wasn't the deal.
I'm so sorry.
But moving on though, the only person who's had history so far of betraying others for selfish reasons happens to be Deke. You do need to remember over here that he did do something of the sort at the very end of the 3rd episode of the 5th season, handing Daisy into Cassius for both a coin and to save his own ass. The hint on the photo, unless a misdirect, is kind of pretty obvious as well. He took something off that table and is kind of hiding it in his pocket. Could be chips, it could be something else, but nonetheless he's hiding something. It could be anything from a secret to an actual object, but at the end, he's hiding something. Again, could be a total misdirect by the way. But moving on though, Yo-Yo could be the one that betrays Mac. I mean, she's got a mind of her own, she does whatever she wants and she goes crazy, she doesn't listen to orders. That was pretty much her MO on Season 5. So what if over the course of Season 5 she decides, okay, I don't like these decisions being made, I'm gonna go off track, I'm gonna decide to do my own thing, and ends up bringing trouble upon everyone else. Now Mac's betrayal could be about making the wrong decisions, trying to save members of the team that he cares about, especially Yo-Yo. So once again, it would be kind of about compromising the entire team for the sake of the one he loves, kind of like Simmons with Fitz and May with Coulson. Now this new version of Coulson though could not really be the betrayer unless he is actually Coulson and he's been resurrected, so they would consider it a betrayal of sorts, but nonetheless he's a new character, introduced as a new character, considered a new character, and basically he's evil from the get-go. He's not part of the team, he cannot betray the team. But that though leaves us with Daisy. Now the only reasons Daisy would betray the team is for Coulson, because Coulson is like a father figure to her, so she would betray them for the same reasons and in the same manner that May would betray them. But then again, that's kind of difficult because Daisy's been in space since the end of Season 5 or right after. That much has been indicated by the final scene on the finale of Season 5. So the only room over here is betrayal after the fact, after this Coulson comes, because he resembles their own Coulson, even though he might not be their very own Coulson. It's like betraying the team because you go out in the field when you know you're gonna see this one person and you cannot pull the trigger. And that is exactly what would happen with Daisy. That is exactly what would happen with May when they can't pull the trigger at this one guy that basically resembles the one person that they care about the most, that basically resembles the one person that they love the most. But a serious betrayal over here would be about protecting him further, trying to protect him even if they were not the ones who have to pull the trigger, trying to always save them, trying to keep him a step ahead of the rest of Team S.H.I.E.L.D. in order to make sure that he does not go down. He's Coulson after all. But these though are my thoughts when it comes to the resemblance of this cast photo to The Last Supper. So that being said, let me know in the comments what you think about the resemblance of this photo to Da Vinci's The Last Supper. Let me know if you think betrayal is coming the way of this team and who would betray them. Who would you think would betray them? Let me know as well if you did like this video by dropping it a much appreciated like, subscribing to this channel, and enabling notifications for my future videos, community posts, and live streams. But until the next time you tune in for another one of my videos, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or otherwise, thank you so much for tuning into this one, and have a great day.